Hey people, what's up? What's good? What's happening? How you all doing? How y'all doing? It's good to have you on the live show here from the R4M studios. It's been a great day, yeah? It's been a great day. I don't think there's a particular day I came online and I wore a long face. So even if I had a very terrible, do I really ever have a terrible day? No, even if I had a day that didn't really go as I expected, yes, let me put it that way. If I had a day that went, if I had a day that went as I didn't expect, English shadow, come, what they do this live show with Igbo now? You go make sense. Okay, even though you had a day, even though I've had some days that didn't go as expected, yes. You know, but every time I'm on the live show, I'm almost always extremely excited because I know I get to see people who have been quite consistent with our life, and we really don't take that for granted. And it's a shout out to all of you who have followed us for months. We really don't take you for granted, all right? Thank you so much for believing in us, and we sure hope that we've been delivering good quality. We sure hope we've been delivering value to you, and you have been challenged and you're learning every day. So tonight, before we go into what we have for you tonight, please do well as you come online, get to let us know where you're watching from, and also share this live video, all right? Share this live video, all right? Share this live video. God, I too dey play, all right? I too dey play, But yeah, laughter does good like medicine, yeah? Laughter does good like medicine. So tonight, we're going to be sharing stories from our past, and beyond just the topic about sharing stories from our past, there was a way one of my mentors puts it. He said, sometimes the future you're looking to attain is actually hidden in your past. Sometimes you will have to sit down and take an inventory of your life, see, be objective. Where did I miss it? What could I have done better? And then be able to forge ahead, And it takes a lot of sincerity and transparency and courage on your part for you to be able to do that. So beyond just having to have stories from your past, we're also going to see a way to forge ahead. So you know how it is on the live show. You're going to have to share this video, and you also have to engage. You have to share, you have to share your thoughts. You have to share your story with us. That way we're also able to learn. And just like I always love to say on every of our life, this is about us having to cross-pollinate, all right? It's cross-pollination of ideas, yeah. So I'm trying to lead by example, right? That's why I'm having a bit of a break. I'm trying to lead by example by having to share this very video. So I don't say, I don't tell people do what I say, don't do what I do. No, I tell you to do what I do. In fact, I don't even need to tell you. If you see it, excuse me, I sneezed on live show. Mokuna no verse. Pardon me, all right? So I will tell you, do as I do, not do as I say, all right? So very important. Very important. All right, so I'm sharing the live video myself. So just give me a minute as I do that. All right, just give me a minute as I do that. Great. Okay. So I'm on, what's it called now? I'm on Facebook. We're still waiting for a couple of people. Okay, going to respond to a couple of people. So please do well to share this video on every single social media handle. All right, even if you're on To Go, please also do well to share. You just can never tell who would need it on To Go platform if To Go still exists. Yeah, To Go still exists. I actually downloaded To Go in January. All right. So once I'm done with this, we're gonna dive in. We're gonna dive in, diving straight into what we have for tonight. All right. Yeah, so we're looking at having to share your worst heartbreak story. The heartbreak story we pay in the most. Okay, we're going to have to talk about your worst heartbreak story. I don't know if I have a worst. I have broken hearts, and my own has been broken over time. So I don't even know how it happens. Okay, yeah, it's a figurative expression when people say my heart got broken, because I wonder which heart did you give the next lady or the next guy, you know, if it was really broken and you don't have super glue. So yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at tonight. Tell us your worst heartbreak story. Okay, tell us your worst heartbreak story. Or rather, your worst heart breakup. Is that heart breakup? Your worst breakup story, all right? Tell us your worst breakup story. So while I'm waiting for us to join in and share our stories, I just want to talk about how, you know, a relationship begins, as we call it, the talking stage, and then everything is so rosy, so beautiful. You know, is this scene finish that gets in the play in you know, in the picture, and then makes people, you know, begin to grow weary of each other, begin to grow weary of, you know, conversation, even for a guy or a lady who says that quality time is his or her love language, suddenly begins to lose interest and begins to get attracted to a different person. You know, you could just tell us what you think also was responsible for you having to have a relationship that began to experience some kind of decline, and then ultimately get to share your heartbreak story. All right. So I don't have a worse, but if you have a worse, please do well to share with us. Also, if you're joining us for the very first time on the R4M live show, do well to also mention in the comment section. Usually, sometimes we get to do giveaways for people who are joining for the very first time, okay? So very, very important. Do mention if this is your first time. Also, let us know where you're watching from, and also get to share this live video. Engagement is all that there is to make this a dialogue and not a monologue. So, as I was saying, I don't particularly have a worst heartbreak story, but I have a couple of heartbreak stories. So I had this one where she was my first love. You know, she was my first love, and it was beautiful. She's an amazing person, and we're still friends. We still get to talk from time to time. You know, amazing lady. And then how do I put this now? Okay, so imagine having to talk about the future with this person. You know, we're going to do this, we're going to travel here and all that. I should have noticed when it was going sour. I should have noticed, because there was a day this lady says to me, she's like, Prolific, you know, wherever you are in this world and you are getting married, and I am aware you are getting married, I'm going to fly to your wedding. Now, for somebody who you are building a life with, excuse me, or you were hoping to build a life with, telling you that wherever you are in any part of the world, she's going to fly and be a part of your wedding. A part. She's not, like, it didn't click, yeah? So I was a lot more younger, but I just waved it. I never knew that things were just going south. I agree with the analogy that most ladies actually develop faster than men mentally. I actually agree with it from a few of experiences that I've had. So she got to meet, in quotes, the big boys way ahead, you know, before I got exposed to life and a whole lot. And one day she just wakes up and she tells me, you know what, I'm calling this off. You know, but what even pained me was this. We broke up a day after Valentine's Day. That's the painful part. We broke up a day after Valentine's Day, guy. Like, Valentine's Day, See, there was no clue like anything was going to go wrong. Like, we're all lovey-dovey, we're just, and I didn't even have to force her. I didn't have to try and cajole her to hang out with me. No, she was willing. Like, she asked me what was the plan, and I told her I wanted us to hang out and all that. We didn't have cinemas then, in case. So, but we hung out. Yeah, we hung out. She loves nature. We hung out, went to the garden. It was Gamji then. Yeah, went to Gamji Gate and all that. But I didn't see it coming. Valentine's Day, and then the very next day, you're telling me we're breaking up. Why are we breaking up? Like, we should have a quarrel. There should be something breaking us up. Auntie no one fight too. Auntie just say, let's just peacefully go our way. Let's just pass ways, right? And it really broke me. It really hurts me. I even thought she was joking, because she's an amazing artist. She's extremely gifted. I even thought she was joking. Not until 2 days, 3 days, I'm reaching out. I even went as far as going to her house, and Auntie she no just send me. Now, another painful part was the fact that, should I say this? Another painful part was the fact that she now went for someone. I was even thinking maybe she go follow one big boy or one alaji or something. She now went for a mechanic guy that lives on her street. Okay, so no shades to mechanics. No shades at all. I have mechanic friends. But this is what I'm saying. It's not just a mechanic guy that owned a mechanic workshop. It was a mechanic guy that was learning under his boss. I couldn't understand it. How are we building a future? Okay, fine. I love you enough to let you go. But let you go into the hands of who? Into the hands of a guy who just wants to have fun for now and not have a future. So it was really heartbreaking, right? It was really heartbreaking. All right. I have my personal Lord. Woo! Lolo Jessica, I'm going to have to do a drum roll for you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Give it up. Give it up for Lolo Jessica. So the general was actually very correct. Now this dada that made me get this kind of energy, because I just like the feel of how I feel it. All right, good to see you, little Jessica. I owe you a gift as a first timer. All right, yeah, I owe you a gift as a first timer. It's good to have you online. She's my guy. Where. All right. So we're talking about having to share your worst breakup story. All right. So please share with us your worst breakup story. But in between, not just sharing a sad story, it is the fact that, do you even recognize when your relationship is going south? Do you even recognize when your relationship is beginning to experience some kind of decline? I hear this said all the time, that the same things you did and the same energy you came with for a lady to win her over to you is the same energy and tempo that you need to maintain in the relationship. And it's so true. I mean, I'm not a saint, yeah? So I've made those mistakes too in my life where I came in, all full force. This lady, she's what it is. She's everything I've always wanted. And then, just when you get her, you slack. And I feel like, I might not be right, but I feel like this is some kind of way that most men think. Not all men, all right? Most men think this way. It's almost like pursuing a lady is like some kind of a project, right? Like some kind of project where, you have, okay, I'm not going into a relationship right now, right? I'm going to take a while before I go into a relationship. So when you're ready for a relationship, you finally go into a relationship. So it's more like you have a long and a short-term goal. So if I say I'm going to be in a relationship in the next 5 years, right? Which is a long-term goal. And then I need to do some other things, have some other things in place. And then it's 5 years already. I now decide, okay, I'm going to get a girl. And then I get into a relationship. Some way, somehow, men have a tendency to just think on a straight line and see it like a project. Oh, I've achieved it. An accomplishment. I have a babe. I have a wife. And all you're thinking is, I'm always going out to make money, so I need a woman to make a home. I have the house, but she makes the home. So we have, and it's not entirely a bad thing, but then it has its downside. So I rent the house, I bring a woman home, she leaves her father's house, she makes a home, we make the children, right? Because I don't believe in women, raising a child alone. It takes two. Okay, it takes two to raise a child. So you have the children, but that's about it. Then you move to the next project, or the next project is I want to build a company of my own. Then you move to the fact that, I want to start with 20 staff. Then, I want to have, 100 staff. I want to have 500 staff. And then you're forgetting that there was a tempo that you had started with that needs to. And then we also hear stories of men who, okay, this is not a gender thing, but just get the point. We also hear stories of men who begin to neglect, as the case may be, begin to neglect their wife, begin to neglect your, how do I put this, sexual responsibilities now, right? Your marital responsibilities. And, that's even far-fetched. But let's bring it back to just dating. Just dating. And we've established here that dating basically is a period in time, is a window in time where you get to know a person, all right? You just basically get to know a person to be sure if this is somebody you want to court and eventually get married to. So, share with us your story. Share with us. I have so many sad stories, but I don't have a worse. I have so many sad stories. I have this other story where, I have this other story where, okay, no, let me not just tell the stories of how the lady broke my heart. Let me also should I tell the story of how I broke a lady's heart? Would that sound wrong? No. Okay, so I've had to work out on a particular relationship, not because this lady was bad, but it felt like I made a mistake. It felt like I didn't do my homework properly. It felt like we weren't heading in the same direction. Spiritually, we weren't heading the same direction. Career-wise, we weren't heading in the same direction. I'm thinking of when I meet someone and I relate to someone, I'm thinking about just what I'm relating with is your outlook, your perspective to life, your value system, the prowess that you have when it comes to choice making, all right? Your capacity for life. Do you just chicken out at the blink of any challenge? Do you just chicken out? I can't remember who it was that said that adversity is the breakfast of champions. My God, that's just amazing. Adversity is the breakfast of champions, right? So those are the things I consider. I was talking with my friend about an hour ago, and we're talking about the fact that, we don't think, when we meet a person, we don't think about what tribe is this person, determining to be with a person based on their tribe. No. But then tribe is going to pop up at some point, especially when you're ready to get married. You have to consider certain things, but those are not the first things to consider. All right. Those are not the first things to consider. So, before you talk about breakup, someone breaking your heart, what were the things you were doing that you stopped doing? Those are things, because we should be learning from our past. Remember, I started this video by saying that your future, as one of my mentors taught me, Apostle Dabbs, that your future many times is hidden in your past. For you to figure out the future, there's something about your past that you might have to revisit. You might have to make a critical assessment of, for you to forge ahead, all right? So I had this other story where I had this lady who I didn't even think we were in love. It took people to tell us that we were in love, because I was just thinking, we're colleagues, worked in the same place. She came in and, I'd worked in a particular place, left, but I was still keeping tabs with the organization. And then she came in, and then the owner of the organization says, Prolific, what's up? Whenever your chance, come around. So you put this lady through. And so, yeah, with all pleasure, I'm free. So I come around, I put her through. And from having to put her through, We became friends, and from becoming friends, it took people to say, something's going on here, And I love those kind of friendships where you guys just, it's not mechanical. It's friendship. It just goes in. What's the word? It's organic. Yes, that's the word. It's organic. So we just blended. We had to just sit down there and be like, is there something going on here? And I'm like, no. I'm like, did you see anything going on? She's like, no. But I really think something's going on because 6, 7 people cannot say we're in love and then we're not in love. So we had to tell ourselves the truth. We actually were in love. I was thinking that she wasn't going to say yes and I couldn't handle rejection. All right. But she, on the other hand, was thinking she believes in a lady asking a guy out. But then she's now in Africa. She's not Nigerian. She's now in Africa and she's wondering, okay, this is a different pattern in Africa. The guys do the asking out. So hope she won't look weird to me. So she held back, But then it was one of my best relationships ever. But I won't go into the details. But bad belly people showed up and stuff happened. Now it was painful because I didn't have an expectation. There weren't red flags to tell me that we might break up someday. It just happened. There was just a separation, right? There was just a separation where we now change cities, and from changing cities, we change countries, change continents. And then the next thing, we are no longer communicating for almost a year. And the next thing is you are married. How? With everything we planned for, So, and it did break me, that's the truth. It did break me. It was terrible. It took me about 2 years to really, really pick myself up. It did really break me. And that's one of the reasons why we're having this particular topic tonight. So that maybe yours is fresh. Maybe yours was 2 months ago. You probably haven't really, really dealt with it or vent the frustration or the anger of your breakup. But you have an opportunity to do so here on the live show, all right? So I'm here on Facebook. I've been on YouTube waiting for people. Aboki Surplus went to eat cake. He did not show up on the live, all right? So, but I'm on Facebook and I have amazing people on Facebook. Wow, we have comments, all right? Okay, so we have Any Gold. Who is Any Gold? I've never seen Any Gold before. Any Gold laughs out loud. Ha, ha, ha. Laughs out loud and he says my gender. Any Gold, are you a man or a woman? Please let us know. All right, I'm not so sure. All right, Any Gold sounds like Paul's friend. Paul, is he your friend? Is he your bestie? Is he a man? Paul used to know these people. All right, so all right, Any Gold says my gender. Hi, Any Gold, how you doing? All right, we have Paul Toloronju. Paul says, hi, good evening, fam. Hi, Paul, how you doing? How you doing, Paul? All right, so Paul has a comment. Paul says, when you hear that ba, the whole book, not even paragraph, the whole book. So Paul says, what's breakup? I don't think I have had a worse breakup so far. Nobody don't give me heartbreak or God confess. No, they form macho for you. Alright? So Paul goes on to say, for me, when a relationship is not going well for me, I just walk out. Je. Okay, you just walk out. Je. So what are you saying? So do you think this, Paul, let us know in the comment section. Do you think this is a very good attitude? Because when you go into marriage, there's some days that it won't be sweet. There's some days that, babe, no give you face. You talk to her, she's doing, She might even tell you, depending on the kind of lady she is, I don't feel like talking to you, right? So, are you going to also walk out? I know it's easy to say, when you're dating, you can just walk out. But the truth is, you're rehearsing. You're rehearsing, especially in courtship. You're rehearsing what you're going to do in marriage. Well, it's not when you get married. I ask this question a lot. I get to MC events and the people who I MC their weddings, to an extent, I have very good relationship with them. In fact, almost all of them. And so we talk. And then there was one who got married just a month ago. And I had to ask him, I was like, how does it feel to be married? And he said, it's just normal. Same way I wake up, just normal. The only difference is that there's now a woman by my bedside, right? But it's the same thing. My skin didn't change, my accent didn't change, nothing changed. I'm still the same person, right? So it is the habits that I inculcated from my dating phase that I would showcase when I'm married. So Paul, let us know in the comment section if you're also going to be working out on everybody, and when you get married, you also work out on your wife. Because he said, he doesn't have worst breakup. Oh, so that means you even have a breakup, Paul. So if you don't have a worst breakup, just share with us the breakup, whichever one it is. And he says, so far, anyone that looks like it's not going well, he walks out jeje. You know, I listened to, what's his name? Tomi Arayumi, and he said something that really got me thinking. He said this generation it seems like this generation is actually practicing divorce by the day. With the way we date, with the way we are serial date, is there anything like daters? With the way we serially date, and the way we have very short, what's the word? The way we have very short, come on now. The way we have very short stamina, or we have short span to take rubbish, if I'll put it that way. It seems like we're rehearsing divorce. Because, yes, granted, there's abuse in marriage, right? There's abuse. I mean, it's no longer hidden. We see it almost every day on social media. Yes, that exists, right? But there are some stories that you hear and you be like, no, there has to be more. There has to be more that brought about this divorce. But the truth is, sometimes it is not always about what happened. It's about value system. It's about habits practiced over time. So if I don't know what it means to make room for someone's offense, what will I be doing in marriage? And then worst of, now that we're let me not go into that. All right. So, Paul, any gold? I was asking if you're a man or a woman because I'm straining my eyes. Let me use my glasses. I'm straining my eyes to see very well. Okay, because you're saying, and you go say, Paul, na fine boy, na make. Okay. So, are you trying to say that fine boys know they toast woman, they know they break their heart, now then they break hearts at B? Please let us know in the comment section. Okay, so we're talking about sharing your worst breakup story. And what did you learn? What did you learn in the process that could help you become a better person? So it is a natural human nature. It's natural human nature for you to be very quick to point a finger and say, oh, he didn't do well. Oh, she didn't do well. It's very natural. But yes, even when the person messed up, even when the person, what can you learn to make yourself, to make your life, to make you a better person for the next person, right? What is it that you are learning? What is your becoming story? What are you imbibing over time? What is making you a better person? All right. I'm also sure you've heard people say that whatever it is you desire in your partner, you should become that thing first. And when you become that thing, it has a very strong tendency to attract that person you desire. So you see someone who wants a faithful partner, but the person is not faithful. So what is going to happen is you're going to keep giving out the vibes of an unfaithful person, and you're going to keep on attracting unfaithful people in your relationships. So a lot of breakup stories is not winchy, it's not secret, it's not. You see, relationship is me taking responsibility for my actions. I've said it time and again that besides getting pregnant, out of wedlock, which is, it happens. There's no first or last. It happens. But besides that, there's no one that gets married by mistake. You choose who you want to get married to. Now, in dating, you might be dating someone and you don't even, I was going to say you don't even know, but that's not even true. If you feel something for someone, you will know, right? But marriage is a totally different ballgame because you don't go into it assuming. You don't go into it by mistake. You don't wake up in the morning and see a woman and you're like, I'm married. Like, you went through traditional rites, if you did. You went through a court wedding, if that's what you chose. Whichever way it is, right? But you don't get married by mistake. So what are the things you've learned from your past relationship that is making you a better person? For me, I would use myself as an instance, again, just to lead by example. For me, one of the things that I have learned, and I'm still learning, is that, you see, you shouldn't be just a communicator when it comes to a secular job, right? You should also be an effective communicator when it comes to your romantic relationships. It is very important. So I realized that I sometimes would have something on my mind and I would not say it. This is me being honest. I would not say it. And somewhere in my head, I'm expecting you to just know. Because I just feel, hello, you're an adult. Hello, you're exposed. Hello, I know who I'm dating, so you should just know. And then I don't really communicate what it is that I desire, all right, at that particular time. And it really cost me a lot. It really cost me a lot. Other times, one of the things that also cost me a lot, still talking about communication, was the fact that I sometimes would have a tendency to get so busy that I don't oil my communication with my woman. And if you know anything about ladies, the women marry for security, whatever kind of security, whether it's financial security, every kind of security, and not just finances, but in communication. She's a helper, right? She comes to amplify what you have, which is one of the reasons why they say a man should have a job, a man should. Because when a woman comes, she comes to amplify. So if a man has nothing, absolutely nothing, both upstairs, I was going to say and downstairs, both upstairs and otherwise, right? She has nothing to work with. She has nothing to help the man with, all right? So I just realized I needed to oil. A woman is not going to get married just for financial security. That's part of it. But she also needs to be secured in a future that I paint perfectly to her. And not just painting a picture of a future with her. She must see steps of how I am achieving that goal. So sometimes as single people, you might have a tendency to sometimes forget yourself and say, hello, this is my life. And forget the fact that somebody is now in a boat with you, not a situationship, in a relationship with you. And I have a responsibility, both parties, we have a responsibility of carrying each other along. Now, it is when we don't carry each other along that we many times experience a decline in our communications. I remember it was C.D. Jakes who said that you don't lose people on a straight road, you lose people at turns, you lose people at corners, you lose people at interjections. What does that mean? It's the same thing when you're on a bike, say power bike. I see a lot of ladies and I really get scared for them when the guy is on high speed and the lady just holds on to him behind. It looks so romantic, but it can be very dangerous. Now, if you're running on a straight road, it's fine. You just pray, hello, we just don't, run into someone. Someone doesn't cross the road mistakenly and we run into him. But if the road is clear, it's cool. You're not scared of falling. But it's a totally different ball game when you begin to take a turn or a corner. Usually, to an extent, you will have to step on the brakes a bit to be able to navigate and gain balance. And so many times we lose people at the point of corners. Now, if you relate it to life, we lose people at their transitional phase. Whether it be you graduating from one class to the other, whether it be a change of status like moving from singlehood to being married, whatever it is, there are turns in life, there are twists in life. And sometimes it's also loss. Sometimes it's when your partner is grieving. And You want to relate with your partner the same way you've always related on the days you guys hung out to have ice cream. It can't work that way. So I begin to lose my partner. So maybe the guy is craving for her to call more often, or the lady doesn't even want him to talk. She just wants him to be present, physically present. Just come sit with me, babe. In fact, don't even talk about my mom who passed. Don't talk about my dad who passed. Just come, let's just do the cooking together for the guest. All right? And the guy is saying, nope, na man I be. Na man I be. Baba, you go lose the babe. Na man I be, na man I be. A text will do. All right? So we have to understand. We have to understand twists and turns. Like I said, sometimes these things are not that spiritual when it comes to breakups. Sometimes it is just our habits. Sometimes it is something your partner has been complaining about over and again. And then a partner who is not even somebody that nags becomes somebody that nags because of you. Just because he or she has been hammering on the same thing over and again. After a while, they just get tired. If it's not a partner that will want to, be very straightforward with you, they'll just, like Paul said, Paul said, you go just waka jeje. You understand? Some people go just waka jejeli, they go. They go just waka jejeli, free you, ghost you. Do you understand? But I really think that, yes, it's not everything in life that you can, okay? It's not everything in life that you can control. But the things that are within your control, please do well to do it well. Okay? The things that are within your control, please do well to do it well. Very important. Very important, all right? So, wow, we're running out of time. We're running out of time. All right. So, if you're just joining us, we're talking about your worst breakup story. Your worst breakup story. And I'm just trying to highlight a few things that you could learn, a few things that you should learn. You should learn. And, we don't just... Let's not talk about rebound. Maybe tomorrow, Paul, we should talk about rebound. I think we should talk about rebound. Some people right now in a relationship that they don't have business being in that relationship. That relationship is just a rebound. They are in a rebound relationship. They are craving the person that broke up with them because they didn't see it happening anytime soon. And then the next guy or the next lady they saw that they were attracted to, they just say yes. Because I just want to get over. And sadly, this other person is killing himself or herself, loving you, pouring their affection. But they don't know you're just being used for a moment. And that is just another heartbreak story, another breakup story in the making, all right? Really going to have to draw the curtains at this juncture. We're going to have to draw the curtains at this juncture. But please, if you get to join this live much later after, if you're not on the live and you get to watch this much later, please do well to share your story. If you have a question, okay, if you have a question, also do well. Jerry Aboki will always have a question. Awesome guy, but he's not here today to ask questions. So do well to ask a question and be willing to respond to you. Again, we'll be running the photo contest for a while now, and it's been an interesting and an adventurous journey so far, all right? It's been an interesting and adventurous journey so far. And we've had phases of evictions. We've had phases of evictions. And like I said last week, we finally have the final set of people in a closed group, and it's getting a lot more intense right now. So please do well if you have a brother, a sister, whoever it is, a relative who is contesting for the face of R4M. Please do well to give them your support. And you who is the contestant, please do well to push. Do well to push, because your 1 million naira, the 1 million naira we're giving from the R4M studios is going to the only credible person. There's not going to be mago in this one. Is the person who actually works and is able to get their folks to follow us on every social media platform, all right, and be able to vote for them. That way, you'll be able to earn your 1 million. Yes, it is earned. You're not coming to work in the studio, but then you're actually earning because you are getting your people to get involved and believe in what you are contesting for. So that's very important. So 1 million naira is the grand prize. We also have 500,000 naira, we have 200,000 and 100,000 naira. And I mean, a million naira is going to do a lot for you in this economy in Nigeria. All right. So this is all that we can take for tonight. Yeah, this is all that we can take for tonight. Really look forward to seeing you tomorrow again, 7 p.m. Here from the R4M studios. Also here on the R4M platform, Ready for Marriage. We're also here to make it easy for you to meet the person you've always envisioned, all right? Not just are we making it easy for you to meet the person you envisioned, we also give you relevant tips, relevant knowledge that you need to keep that relationship, to not just have a married life, but to have a happily married life. Very important, all right? We have counselors here who would talk with you if you need counsel. If you have questions, like I said, slide into the DM. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on did I say to go? We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, all right? So please do well to do just that, all right? This is the most that we can take. The curtains are quite far away from me, but I wish I could pull the curtains so we can close for tonight. Yep. But it's been a delight being here on the show again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. We don't take it for granted. On behalf of the management and staff of R4M Studios, we say thank you for following through. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. again. I remain prolific. Thank you. Good night.